Hey everybody, my name is Ben. I'm here to play some music, start things off. Hello, I waited here for you ever long. Tonight, I throw myself into out of the red, out of her head. Now she sang. Come down and waste away with me, down with me. Slow how you wanted it to be. Out of my head, out of your head, now she sang. And I wonder, when I sing along with you, anything could ever feel this real forever. Anything could ever be this real again. The only thing I ever ask of you, you gotta promise not to stop when I said well. She said, breathe out so I can breathe you in, hold you in. And now I know you've always been out of your head, out of my head. Now she sang. And I wonder, when I sing along with you, anything could ever feel this real forever. Anything could ever be this real again. The only thing I ever ask of you, you gotta promise not to stop when I say well. She said, whisper, 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 whisper. This is the part where Dave Grohl whispers, whispers. And I wonder, anything could ever be this real forever. Anything could ever feel this real love, yeah. The only thing I ever ask of you, you gotta promise not to stop when I say well. Welcome to your life. There's no turning back. Even while we sleep, we will find you acting on your best behavior. Turn your back on Mother Nature. Everybody wants to rule the world. There's in this eye, it's my own remorse. Help me to decide, yeah. Helping me making the most of freedom and of pleasure. Nothing ever lasts forever. Everybody wants to rule the world. There's a room where the light won't blind you. Holding hands while the walls tumbling down, and I'll be right behind you. So glad we almost made it. So sad we had to fade it. Everybody wants to rule the world. Rule the world. Yeah, yeah. Nothing ever lasts forever. Everybody wants to rule the world. Say that you never, ever, never, never needed one headline will believe it. Everybody wants to rule the world. All for freedom, not for pleasure. Nothing ever lasts forever. Everybody wants to rule the world. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Ben, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you.
It's SketchUp's 3D Basecamp Fireside Chat series. Here's the lay of the land before we get started. If you run into choppy video or sound, click Get Audio Video Help down here and enable compatibility mode. You'll end up with a slight delay, but a buttery smooth stream. You can participate on this side by asking our guests a question, answering the occasional poll, or just joining in on the chat. And in the middle, you'll see relevant links that will change as our show goes along. Today's guest for the program is architect Luis Bertomeu Sanchez. And now, your hosts, Aaron Dietzen and Tori Hassan.
Oh, that was great. Awesome. We're here. It's finally here again. This is season 2 of Fireside Chat, the webinar series so nice we decided to do it twice. So if you have not been in a Fireside Chat before, this is an opportunity for you to absorb some SketchUp through entertainment and education. We kind of roll it all up in a ball and give it to you once a week. We're doing stuff a little different in season 2 of Fireside Chat. Last season, we did a lot of our all-stars. We did our SketchUp all-stars, people you've seen that we've done content with before. This time, we're doing rising stars, new people. Most of our guests this season, we actually found on Instagram through their work that they posted. Another big change, new season, rising stars, rising wait, what's your title?
Host?
co-host, Tori. Welcome to the show, Tori.
Thanks, Aaron.
It is awesome to have you here. I'm super excited to be in season 2 of the Fireside Chat and have you here with us.
Thank you. I am very excited to be here. I'm glad that Goose was willing to hand over the mantle to me. I got to see a couple of your episodes last season, and I have since gone back and watched most of them on YouTube, as research. Had to make sure that I was going to be his level or above.
That's right. Well, you remember your title, so that's
It's a start. It's a start.
This is actually a great question for all of you joining us. See, like the chat's flying. That's awesome to see. Let's throw a poll up. How many of last season's Fireside Chat sessions were you able to catch? 1, 2, or all the way up to Superfan who saw all 8 of them? Let us know in the poll. Should pop. Oh, there it is. It's right down there right now.
Down at the bottom.
And let us know.
If this is your first time, we want to know that too. Maybe you're joining us just like me for the first time. While you're filling that out, I'm going to tell you a little bit about today's guest. We are going to be joined today by architect Luis Bertomeu Sanchez, who is coming to us live all the way from Luxembourg. In addition to being, the chat is going crazy with the poll too.
No, in the poll, guys, come on.
The poll.
There's a little link at the bottom. It just showed up. It says polls. If you click that, you can actually answer the poll also. You can chat if you want, but that's official.
Either one works. All right. So for Luis, in addition to being a professional architect, he is also a creative who spends a lot of his free time combining SketchUp, Lumion, and Photoshop to create digital artwork. And so today he is going to be taking us all on a journey through how he creates what he calls digital collage.
It really is. It's really cool work. Like if you look at it, obviously we work in the architectural space anyhow, but like seeing stuff that's art in its own right is a lot of fun. It's really cool stuff.
Mm-hmm. Check out his Instagram at the end of the episode. It is very impressive.
It is. Speaking of special guests, we have, season 2. So not just one special guest, but 2. So we actually have a second guest we're going to bring on. This is a surprise special appearance. So towards the end of Fireside Chat season 1, we put out a challenge to you, to our community. We said, show us your best work that you've ever done in SketchUp. And you guys answered in an amazing way, sent some amazing work, tagged us in some stuff. It was great. But we did have one user who, in our opinion, stood above and beyond everyone else. Just absolutely probably the most amazing SketchUp work that I've ever seen. So we wanted to honor this special guest by bringing them up on stage during the first episode of Fireside Chat Season 2.
Yes, so that he can come here and talk to us about his submission. We want to bring on stage Mr. Bartholomew Chestnut. Can you come up and join us, Bartholomew?
You hear Bartholomew?
Whoa! Oh my gosh, so happy to be here. Hi, Aaron. Hi, Tori. Hi, chat. Oh my gosh, Fireside Chat Season 2. So excited.
Yeah, you're excited.
Yeah.
You also seem to maybe have a filter on or something on your camera.
Yeah.
You're
a little bit. Do you have kids, Bartholomew, by any chance?
Yeah, I have a couple kids scurrying around here and there. Why do you ask?
You look like a squirrel.
Oh no, a squirrel?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a squirrel. I'm a human.
Do you have like a filter or drop down or button or something on your camera or snap?
Video settings down at the bottom, maybe.
Kids, what did you do to my computer? Get over here! I'm trying to get my kids to help. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, guys.
That's okay. If you can't get it turned off, then maybe we can bring you back up another time. We really would love to have you.
Yeah, we enjoyed your work, but maybe we get this technical difficulty sorted out before we try to present something when you're all furry stuff.
Okay, I'll get this. Kids! I'll get this sorted out. Next time I'll come back bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for you guys. So
that sounds good.
Thanks, Bartholomew. It was great to meet you.
Thank you. Well, that was nuts.
Yes.
All right, so let's take a look at the poll. How
All
about
right, let's check this out.
Wow.
Okay, we have a lot of first timers here. 47% of you are joining for the
yeah.
first time.
That's crazy.
Awesome. Oh, but you must have done something right because, again, almost a fifth of our viewers came to every single episode last year, Aaron, so you didn't scare them away.
You know, that's why I'm glad I got you here, Tori, because look how fast you did that math of a fifth. That was really good.
That's what I'm
But yeah,
for.
we had nobody made it to 7. That's interesting bit of useless data. So, okay. That's cool. That's awesome. So we're so glad to have you guys here. And like, for real, the fact that 50% of you are here first timers, that is super cool. That's really exciting. That means, you know, hopefully we deliver on your expectations then at this point.
Yes. And to those of you that came back, so glad to have you here again. I'm glad that Aaron didn't scare you away.
Yeah, we're going to level it up now. Here we go. Brace yourself. All right. So something that we did do last season and worked out pretty well was we did a little trivia and giveaway. Okay, never mind. Nothing. Trivia and giveaway. So Luis is going to come up, and if you were going to hang out with him, talk to him, get to know him, play a game, and then he's going to do his presentation. Your job is to pay attention during that presentation because when he's done, he's going to come in and ask you a question about a fact that he dropped during his presentation. If you pay attention and you are the first one to answer his question, you could win a prize. What is our prize today, Tori?
Today's prize. Oh. Love the game time music.
First episode, Bugs. We got it. We'll work it out.
It's okay.
It's going good. It's good.
It'll get smoother. It'll get smoother.
Going great.
Today's prize is actually one that comes from Luis himself. The first person to answer his trivia question correctly is going to get a free bundle of his 10 essential Lumion effects, the ones that he loves when he's creating the digital collage that he's showing us today. So make sure that you're the first person in that chat if you really want to get into Lumion. That's
right. So that's awesome. That's something that he normally sells, and that's available to you. Be able to get it for free. Yeah, well, that's enough talking about talking to Luis. I think it's time to talk to Luis. So yeah, let's bring Luis up on stage.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hello, Luis. Thank you for joining us.
So grateful and so happy. By the way, Ben was amazing. Had to say that also.
Isn't that awesome? Man, I forgot how much I enjoyed that till he started playing again.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
Mm-hmm. Dancing to him is a great way to get pumped up for this.
Yeah, I was all fired up. Not only because of the heat, but because of Ben too.
Because of the music. Oh, that's great. Well, so you're coming in from Luxembourg right now. What time is it where you are?
Right now it's past 8 p.m.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
The evening
still,
show.
Still daylight outside. It was a beautiful day, very sunny. We had a lot of sun, 30 degrees Celsius.
No.
And yeah, it was a beautiful day. Really.
All right, I'm
Hope
gonna
it's
need
a beautiful evening too. We'll see.
30 degrees is 86 Fahrenheit.
86. Oof.
Thank you.
No problem.
Sounds way worse now.
It does.
Like Mordor or something like that. I don't know.
Oh man. Well, I think it's 100 Fahrenheit here right now. So yeah, 99 currently. So yeah, it's toasty.
It is. Yeah. It is warm. It is warm.
Good luck with that.
Thank you.
All right. So you're going to be talking to us a little bit about your work with SketchUp today and how you incorporate it into your digital collage projects. Mm-hmm. But before we get into what you do in your free time, I'm really curious to find out how it is you found architecture in the first place. What was it that prompted you to become an architect?
Well, that's a difficult question because there is not a particular reason I started studying architecture or I became an architect. Actually, when I was at high school, I was a very average student. I was quite, in the middle. And the only thing that I had interest in was, at the time, was sports. I was playing football a lot, soccer in the States, I think.
Mm-hmm.
For those of us in the US.
Comic books.
Yeah.
So that was, I guess, my artistic way. And football, for me, it's also something very creative, where you need to be creative. So that was my main focus at the time. But and I actually thought I could maybe play football for a living, right? But at one point, they diagnosed me with a spine disease. And so I guess that was the end of it. And I was 16 at the time. So here in Luxembourg, they make you choose what you want to become 4 years before you actually start college, right? So at the time, I thought to myself, well, I love animals, so maybe I will become a veterinarian. So I chose biology, I chose chemistry, those kind of courses. And I think after 3 courses, I realized that I hated biology. I hated chemistry. It was the worst courses in life. And so at that point, I really didn't know what I wanted to become, right? So I finished high school, and the only class where I got 10 out of 10 was art. And I decided I wanted to do graphic design, right? So something with the art. But then I told my father I was going to do graphic design, and he told me that I could have or fail 2 years. So he thought that I should try something more difficult, and he proposed architecture. And I told him that I didn't do advanced math, I didn't do any physics, I didn't do any advanced French either, because I was going to study in Brussels. So I told him it wasn't a good idea. He told me that I could do whatever I wanted if I really wanted. So I just jumped in, fell in love with architecture in the first year. It was really amazing. I guess that having the right teachers, the right courses helped a lot. But yeah, it just started there. I remember my first course, history of architecture.
Oh,
Those kind of guys. And I was completely lost. Oh, sorry.
It's okay. We lost you on history of architecture, I think.
Yeah, they were talking about architects like Le Corbusier and Mies van der Rohe, and I was completely lost there. I didn't know who those guys were at all. Like, I didn't have any knowledge of architecture when I started. But again, I just fell in love with the thing, and I think that's the most important.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
much to take away from that.
At what point did, just to be biased, I mean, we're here for a reason. So when did SketchUp get into your workflow, your vision, or when did you first come across that?
Sure. Well, actually, it was since the beginning. I have to say that I started in 2009. At the time, we weren't that into computers yet. So we were starting, but I was still drawing a lot by hand, right? But SketchUp came in the first or second year already, because at the time I was working with Macintosh and SketchUp was Mac friendly, and also it was free. So for students, it was the best option. Every student in my school was using SketchUp, and even the teachers, right? So that was my first, I guess that the first time I met SketchUp. But then after that, when I moved to Madrid for an abroad year, they were also using SketchUp there. When I went to Tokyo for my internship, they were also using SketchUp there. And when I started working in Luxembourg in my office, they were also using SketchUp. So I guess that it was just, it was always there.
I didn't
have a choice. The education team member in me is so happy right now. That's three schools.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. 3 countries at least.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Even four. Yeah. So it was always there, and yeah, it's been like a friend, always there, and the software.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a buffer thing going.
Yeah, it's too much people, I think.
Oh, you're too popular.
Yeah. We got you. I think we might have gotten a new tagline out of that, though. SketchUp, a friend that's always there.
I like that. Somebody write that down.
Yeah, so somebody make a note.
Very cool.
So you've mentioned a little bit when you were talking about your career progression that art was the thing that kept coming back to you. And I'm wondering, so you spend most of your day working as an architect, and then you come home and you make architecture-based art projects. So what is it that drove you to do it in your free time as well?
That's a really difficult question. I think there were several aha moments in my architecture career where I felt quite ashamed of what I was capable of doing. Okay. So, for example, in my internship, they asked me to model something with SketchUp, and I had to say I wasn't good enough to do it. And at that point, I told myself, okay, you need to get good at this. So let's practice, right? And I think that this hobby or kind of side thing is just because I wanted to practice and get better and better. It was the same at architecture school. I was one of the, not the worst, but I was very discreet, right? In my 3Ds, I wasn't doing any renderings or whatever. And I had to find another way to just separate myself from the others, right? And I think that creating this kind of different illustration, images, more artistic, I think it was a nice way to just stand out a little bit. And again, it was mainly practice every single day. And at one point I was doing these images in half an hour. So for me, it was not that time consuming.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
So do you derive the inspiration for the artwork you make from your work? Do you like do something at work and then come home and like, ooh, that was a cool view that I did at work. I want to work on that at home.
Yeah, it's true that for work, since I work in an architecture office, they mainly want more realistic renders, right? So I'm there doing the 3D models with SketchUp, then I'm maybe doing some realistic renders, and when I'm doing that, I see so much potential for nice looking illustrations that when I get home, I just open the model up and play a little, practice a little bit more, and just have fun, really.
Hey, if you can find that work you enjoy that seamlessly dovetails into the stuff you do to express yourself outside of work, that's a big win right there.
That's the dream.
Yeah, I think also.
That's the dream, right? Working in what you love.
I agree.
Right.
I agree.
That's why we do this. I love doing this. This is the dream come true.
So.
Aaron goes home and just streams on his free time too, everybody. You don't see them. He has an
I've
archive.
seen that. Yeah.
So this is what I do. I just stay right here.
always online.
That's right.
Well, I feel like I know you a little bit better now, but we were hoping that we could maybe convince you to play a little bit of a game with us, because a little birdie told me that you speak not only one, not two, but 3 different languages. And so we have come up with a game that is going to test your ability.
Ooh, it's getting hot in here now, I think.
I stressed you out?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's okay,
right.
I promise.
With the language,
it'll be fun, and you're going to do better than either Aaron or I would. So either way, you're going to come out of this a winner.
Let's see.
All right.
But I love games. Okay, let's do it.
Perfect. It's a game called All right, Luis, this is a game where we're going to present you with a word and ask you for the language and meaning of that word. Okay, so hold on. My special effects are showing. There we go.
You're fired. It's going to burn you.
So what we're going to do is we're going to put a word up on the screen, and we're going to challenge you to tell us where the word came from and then what it means. So we're just going to do it.
Do it came from? Like
which language? Which
English?
language?
Is it French? Or is it Spanish?
Sure.
Yeah. Not you don't have to get history. They're all Latin based.
Bonus points.
All right. So here we go.
Let's do it.
First word. Arquitecta.
That's Spanish. It's Spanish, and it means the female architect. Yeah.
Oh, look! He even gave us the gender.
Yeah,
it's feminine in Spanish.
Absolutely! That's a bonus point too. We would have taken.
Let's give Luis another ding.
Masculine would be arquitecto with the O.
There.
See, we told you you'd be fine at this.
That's right. This was easy. This was.
That's right. We're starting off easy, and I do want to point out a couple of you caught on in the chat. if you know it, go ahead and throw it up there also. So
Yes, he can.
Roots
He
is
might want to
lifeline.
phone a friend through the chat there in a minute as these get more difficult. So
Right.
feel free to help him out.
moving
All
forward.
right, word number 2 is bâtiment.
Bâtiment means building in French.
Boom! Look at this. This is too
Yes.
easy.
Yeah.
All
yeah.
right.
This one.
All right.
But this
We're-
one had some, something going because it could be something else also. But yeah, building is it. It is.
That's right.
He's
For these
catching the
content-
trick, Aaron.
That's right. All right. So we're gonna get a little obscure. Ready? We're gonna go with BIM. Oh,
Oh, I thought he was. There
Yeah.
we go. He's back.
you froze
I
for a
was-
second with a
I
look.
left. I saw that
Yeah.
and I just left. That's the thing.
It was the
Yeah.
perfect time to freeze. You looked like you were really, really confused about it.
This was really. I mean, I know what it is. But this one, I think I'm going to go for the chat bonus, so that I will allow someone to give the answer for me.
All right, you still have to tell us though, so you have to pick the right answer out of the chat.
Sure. No problem.
Oh, we got quite a few.
Oh, we have quite a few variations.
All right. So it is an English term.
I know.
You know
And
that.
I know like BIM softwares like Revit or ArchiCAD, it's
Right.
everything. I know that when you draw a project with BIM, you actually integrate everything from the project in that building. So you
That's
get
right.
all the information from it. But
Information. You
okay,
nailed it.
Information.
There. We'll
Truth
take
is,
the
the-
definition.
Really, no one can agree on this. So we'll just get that.
Yeah, just BIM. Poché.
Yeah, I mean, I think we got 6 different versions of it over in the chat back to back. So
There you go.
no one agrees.
Okay, poché.
Okay.
Poché. This is a awkward one. Yeah, okay. I know where you're going. Phew. You know what? Because in architecture, you can actually use it also. But I'm going for the egg.
Oh,
For the egg
Oh.
poché.
see, there we
Yeah.
go. Because it is a term used in English, but it's also a French term.
Uh-huh.
In English, we do use it as hatching or shading in architecture. But that's
shading,
correct in
exactly.
French.
Poached
Poached.
eggs.
Okay.
I want to know the story of how that came about. I mean, how did somebody go, we need a term to describe this cross hatching? How about poached in French? Who did that one?
It's crazy.
Okay,
It's crazy.
moving on.
All right, the next word is shiak. I saw a newfie in the chat, so we might have someone other than me that knows this.
Because I don't.
Oh, here's a hint.
Yeah. It's English.
English term.
It's
Kind of.
Fringlish is what I would call it.
Wasn't that the answer?
I think I'm gonna pass this one.
All right.
That's fair. So
That's fair, right?
shiak comes from my part of the world on the east coast of Canada. It's
Sure.
a big thing in northern New Brunswick, and it is essentially our mix of English and French.
And
So it came
means-
from the Acadian French that was originally in that part of the world. And
Okay.
shiak is what we call our bizarre mix of the two languages.
Okay,
That was a
so
trick
that's actually
question.
the definition. Great.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that was a trick question.
It was a very difficult. Yeah.
What a learning opportunity for everyone. Now we all know
Mhm.
what.
Exactly.
There you go.
Shiak. Bruja. Ooh.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, that was a good response.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's a witch in Spanish.
That is right. Spanish in which. That's
Yeah.
perfect. Okay. What if you changed a little bit and came up with brouhaha?
Ooh. Oh, this is like a mess in French, maybe? I'm not sure.
But
Oh, it's
It's an English term, but
Okay.
but you're right. This
But
is like
yeah,
easy time.
Okay. So maybe it was the English.
I'll give it to you. Yeah.
yeah,
The
you had
language-
it. You had it.
Okay,
Right.
okay. Actually, your pronunciation is really good, Aaron. I have to
Okay,
say.
this is
When you
one
said
last
bruja-
one. Bruja.
Bruja.
Bruja. We gave him the Spanish on purpose.
That's right.
Je gagne means I win. Yeah, I win. in
You
French.
do win. Good job.
Awesome. So this was a
Oh.
surprise.
That was
Nice game, nice game. So I didn't expect that it would turn around the languages thing, but it was really, really fun. Yeah, had a lot of
It was
fun
fun.
It
and
was.
learned
Thank
something
You
you.
did
new.
great.
Learned
I
something
Good.
mean,
new too.
You learned something. We learned something.
that's right. So Tori and I were saying,
Definitely.
we both speak English as our primary language. Tori knows a
Yeah.
little French. I know a little Spanish. So we figured we could put something together, but like on our own, we would both just fail miserably on that one. So
Yeah.
I think it
We
really
needed
works.
your help.
For Bruja, especially, I think.
Yeah. All right. So it is now time to hand the floor over to you, Luis. So if you want to get
Let's do it.
ready with your presentation, a quick
Sure.
reminder to everyone watching, keep an eye on the question panel down below. That is where you can put any questions that come to mind for Luis while he's talking. Make sure that you upvote the ones that you see that you most want to hear the answers to, because that is probably where Aaron and I are going to choose from first when we get to the Q&A. And by all means, continue the chat while he's presenting. We'll all be in there talking to you. But Luis, want to hand it away to you.
all right, you guys, here is Luis's presentation, Digital Collage for Architecture.
Good.
All right.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So let's start this quick course on creating a digital collage for architecture. So that's easy. My name is Luis, and as we said before, I am an architect and kind of a 3D designer too. I was born here in Luxembourg, but I am Spanish. So both my parents are Spanish. And I was born here in Luxembourg, but really raised in Spanish. So I don't really speak the national language. As I said, I'm passionate about everything art related. I was in love with comic books when I was a child. I love video games. I love cinema, animation, Pixar, Studio Ghibli. Yeah, I love cinema. I love everything art related. I did my architecture studies in Brussels, Belgium. Also had an abroad year in Madrid, where I learned a lot about it, because it's funny, because the Spanish mentality in architecture is very different from the Belgian one. So I took, I think, what I could of both. And as I said before, I made my internship in Tokyo with Fujimoto Architects, where I also learned a lot. I live in the middle of the forest here in Luxembourg. I'm not that fond of the city. With my two dogs, even though sadly I only have a dog now because my oldest one, Arco, passed away last week.
Oh.
And I know it's kind of a sad message, but I still wanted to address it because he was a huge part of my life. And I truly know that I wouldn't be who I am now if it wasn't for him. So yeah, I just wanted to tell him that, that I miss him a lot.
This one's for him.
Yeah, this is for
Yeah,
Arco.
for sure. It's the main reason I'm here. It's for Arco. It was last week, and it's still difficult, but he gives me courage. So let's do it now. Some image of my portfolio. Okay, so we're gonna do exactly this kind of images in this course, and I think that hopefully by the end of this 20-minute course, you'll be able to do it yourself. Okay, so without any further ado, let's go for it.
Awesome.
Okay, so let's zoom out a little bit. This is our 3D model. Okay, we made this SketchUp model in the architecture office where I'm working at currently. It was for a competition here in Luxembourg, and the main thing here. So it's a public space mainly. Okay, and we have a big mall in the ground floor, accessible from the main street right here. Up in this mall, we have some platform where we can find a big main building containing some coffee shops, some stores, some terraces, and then here we have some other buildings, mainly residential ones. But the most important part of the project for me is this big plaza right here in the front. As you can see, we've placed some sculptures here, so this would be a kind of an outdoor exhibit. But it could also be a marketplace. It could also be a cinema or a theater, and those kind of things. So we wanted to make a multifunctional space right here with these kind of steps with different sizes, right? And as you can see, what I love really about using SketchUp for this kind of model is that it gives us the opportunity to, when we're doing an early phase for a project, it's very intuitive, it's very fast to use, and we can get these kind of results in a very quick way, right? And as you can see here, I didn't model the inside, it's mainly the facade. So it's really to see the spaces, to see the materials that we're using, and that's it. So I'm gonna show you some other scenes just to get a bit inspired for the actual image. And I think here this is quite interesting also, because we see the steps, we see the people, we see what's going on up there. Then from here we have another view. This is from the terrace. I think this is a very nice view also, where we see this coffee shop, we see the furniture. Imagine this field with people. I think it could be really nice. And then we have some, I think we will stick with this main part, but as you can see here in the back, we also have some buildings going down. So we're creating also some kind of view going down there. And I think it's also very interesting. But I think that finally we'll stick with something like this. So again, I think now that we've presented the 3D model, we'll post. I think we'll post a 3D warehouse link where you can download this and maybe use it for your own to make some kind of image too. But on the meantime, we're gonna go to Lumion and we're gonna make some changes and make an image. Just note that the Lumion part is not the most important. You can do this kind of image just using SketchUp 2, just by changing the styles. And I'll show you later an image made only with SketchUp. Okay, let's do it.
All right.
Awesome. So here in Lumion, this is the main interface. We're going to do a new project with a white template. Okay, here we are. I already imported the model previously, so I'm just going to load it again. It will take a couple of seconds. Like so. And because I wanted to do it a bit faster, I already changed the textures too. Okay.
That worked. So this
So
is, we're in Lumion right now, right? For people
Exactly.
who are not familiar.
Exactly. So now we've placed our 3D model. As you can see, it's exactly what we did in SketchUp. It's the same model, and we just imported it here. And it's awesome because most of the times I also import a lot of 3D warehouse models. And that's another thing that I love of SketchUp, about SketchUp, is actually the 3D warehouse that is filled with amazing models and all sort of things. So, it's another positive thing of SketchUp. Anyways, now we're on the photo mode and we're going to select some kind of image for the final render. As we said before, I like this kind of view here, but as you can see here, the focal length is 15, so it's too wide right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put 24, for example. I usually use between 21 and 35, okay?
Okay.
So here we go. And I like having this red, looks like Keith Haring, maybe? I don't know. I'm not sure. But I like this view here. So we're going to save it, store it right there. I think we'll be really using this one, but I'm still going to, go around and see another perspective maybe. So maybe after we can change it. Sure. This one is interesting also. And maybe the one.
So it's good to have a couple shots, right?
Sure. And as you will see, it's very easy just to make a lot of them and then select the one that you like the most, or just do 10 images for the project also. So this is the raw render. It doesn't have any effects. The effects are right here. But for me, there's something very important missing, and it's the green. There is no green at all. And I like using Lumion here for this kind of thing because it has a lot of free assets. So we're going to place some green. For me, green in all my projects, it's super important. I love the trees, the plants, and everything. Mm-hmm. But this is too much, right? So we're going to go ahead and select some plants like so. And we're going to select a bunch of them. So now we have 5, but we want many more. So we're just going to select a bunch of them a bit randomly, okay? So once you get into the Lumion, you'll see which plants you like better and which you don't like that much. But now I'm doing this completely randomly. So I'm taking this and a final one, a little bush, something like this. And we're gonna put more items. So we're gonna go higher, something like this. So now we have a lot of green. I love it.
I like it.
We're gonna add some more here, something like this. I'm gonna drop the number down. Yeah, perfect.
This is great. So this lets you when you're in SketchUp, you're worrying about the SketchUp parts, the modeling parts. You don't have to worry about things like where you're going to put bushes, what kind, anything like that. You can just focus on using the right tool for the right thing. I like that.
Exactly. Because also in SketchUp, when you use too many high geometry plants or trees or something, the model gets very slow, right? Or at least gets slower. So I like to leave the vegetation part for the Lumion, for example. Or in SketchUp, just use 2D assets. That also works. So let's check back again. Yeah, so it looks better. We didn't add any effects again, but we're missing some tree also. So I'm gonna maybe place something like this tree right here. Looks a bit big. So we're gonna scale it a little bit, like so. Now we're going to bring it down a little bit also. Let's check back again here. Okay, so yeah, we'll see later, but I like to free up all the space of the image for the render. So we'll see after with the effects how it looks. We're just going to add some more trees very fast, something like this. I like these thin trees because they don't take too much place, and we can still see the architecture behind. So we're going to place it here. In the end, the most important for these kind of projects is the architecture. So we don't want to fill it only with trees, right?
Right.
But this looks already nice. So
the building is important.
Yeah, no, it's a little bit important, not that important. So we're gonna add some
Remind me
effects.
again why you live in the woods.
Exactly, because of the dogs. No, just kidding. Okay, so we're in the effects tab here in Lumion. So we're gonna go to advanced, just add some light, okay? I like a skylight and the hyperlight. So this is the skylight. I'm just gonna leave all the settings as they come, right? So skylight first and hyperlight second, the same. I'm just gonna leave them as they are. If I click on the image, it actually renders, right? Pre-renders, sorry. I added shadow also, and now we're gonna add some sun, something like this. Yeah, this looks nice, right? Perfect. With this sun study, we can actually change the height, the direction of the sun. So that's very interesting also.
Oh,
like
cool.
This.
So Luis, I know you're kind of buzzing through this fairly quickly. How much time do you normally spend on something like this? With your model's done, you bring it into Lumion. Like, how long would you play with this? Is this like an hour, 2 hours, or?
No, this kind of thing really takes half an hour.
Okay.
Really. It doesn't take any more. Yeah, for sure. So it's
Wow.
quite fast, and once you get the hang of it, it really goes very easily. I just straightened the lines with the 2-point perspective, and now I'm going to use my 2 favorite Lumion effects, the ones that I use the most, especially for this kind of image. Because with Lumion, you can do more realistic ones, but I like to, when I do the artistic ones, I always use outlines. So this one, as you can see, it changes already a lot.
Wow.
But here I'm going to tweak them because you can have it all white like this, but I like to keep the color. I also like to take out some transparency because I like to keep these more realistic colors also. The outline density for me looks okay, but it's a bit too much overdrawn. So I'm going to take that down a little. I like the lines that are right there. The second one. Sorry?
I said it helps. It makes it look like SketchUp.
Like SketchUp. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Exactly. And the second one that I use a lot is cartoon. And this is exactly the same thing. It reminds me of SketchUp also. So here the outline for me is too much. I'm going to bring it down a little, something like this. The transparency, I'm going to leave it here in the middle. And the posterize, I'm just going to drop it down also. Oh. And I think
cool.
It works for me. Yeah, I'm just going to maybe make it a bit warmer so it looks like it's summer.
Sunny day to match the heat we're all having.
That's right.
Guys thing, but for me, this is more or less ready. So one other tip that I like is just if you go here to menu, you edit, copy effects, and then you go to your other views and just paste the effects, and you have the same style for different viewpoints. So here we can do the same. And
That's
as
cool.
I said, this looks really interesting. Then you can just maybe tweak the lighting, so have something more in the afternoon or at night, play with the shadows depending on the scene, right? But we're gonna keep this one, I think, for this final image. So now we're gonna render the image right here, render photo, and right here we see it in blue, save sky alpha map. This is important because we want to cut out the sky, right? So we're gonna select this and desktop. So we're gonna name it image. So, and as you can see now, it doesn't take much time to render. So that's one of those things about Lumion, is that it's really fast. It's really fast, especially for this kind of images. So now we're here.
That was two passes. That was your rendered and then your alpha for the sky. Was that the
Exactly?
two things? Okay.
Exactly. That's it. So we're gonna quit the Lumion and now we're going to Photoshop. Okay, really fast. Here we have our two renders. Okay, so we have
and now
our
we're moving into
base
Photoshop.
image. Exactly. And our sky alpha. So we're gonna drag our image right here into Photoshop.
Cool.
Awesome. So the first thing I want to do is unlock the image like so we can edit it freely. Let's zoom out a little bit. Now, because this is going to be posted on Instagram, let's change the canvas size and go for a square image, like so.
All right.
So we're going to drag the base image down, and now we're going over it. Okay, so now here up here in select, we're going to go color range and select the white, fuzziness to the max, click OK. Now let's hide this sky alpha image, select the base one and erase. So now we don't have any sky anymore, and we're going to do a new one from scratch very easily. So we're going to create a new layer and we're going to call it sky. And I like to go for a sunset kind of sky, right? Like a sunset kind of feel. Since it's almost 9 here, I think it's a good, good way to go. So here we have the gradient tool. So let's select it. And I like this pink orangey. So I'm just gonna drag this like that. And here we go. So now we have a sky. See? So now we have the image going on already, and I usually always do some kind of white frame around the sky so that the base image actually pops out more. So I'm just going to make a new layer that we're going to call frame, like so. And this is going to be a bit random, but let's do something like this. Select, inverse, and now we're going to select this paint bucket tool, white color, perfect. And we're just going to draw it like so. So now we have this frame, we have the sky, it's a bit smaller, we have the base image popping out. And I also, I'm going to add some clouds, okay? But since it's kind of an illustration, we're going to make an engraved sky. So I have a personal brush. I have 4 personal brushes for these kind of things. So if I take it here, this is, okay, 1500 is perfect, white color. Let's just draw here. So in a new layer again, and we call it clouds. Sorry. Like so, clouds. And we're going to paint over like so, perfect. And I think it's a bit out of scale, so we're going to do it a bit bigger, like so, perfect. And now we have a really nice, I think, artisty kind of sky.
Yeah.
And the last thing I
cool.
want to do is maybe tweak the colors of the image, right? Because it's a bit, it needs a bit more punch, I guess.
Yeah.
So we're going to open here filter, camera raw filter, and here we have a lot of options, right? And I usually like to go up with exposure a little bit, maybe some contrast also, the shadows, why not? Maybe down a little. I like to add some texture also and clarity. And by the end, I also like to, here in effects, we have the opportunity to do grain. And this is maybe too much, but I like to add some grain to the thing to make it also in this artistic way, and goes better with this engraved sky, I think. And I think, I don't know what you think, but for me, this is an Instagram image already. So as you can see here,
oh yeah, no argument here.
Look, here we have the tree that is a bit cut. So that was what I was talking about before, that if you don't free the app in the Lumion part, then you might get this kind of problem. But it's okay. It's okay. Next time we'll do it better.
Considering you started this 15 minutes ago, I think I'm gonna let that one slide.
Yep, I can let that go.
Here I have the same project and a few other examples. This first one, it was without the Lumion. Okay, so this is just SketchUp, a black and white image that I Photoshop in the same kind of style, and this is without the Lumion part, right? This is the terrace that we were seeing before, with the same technique that I was doing now, and I think it's really also, I don't know, quite nice. The project from behind, again, we have a lot of dynamic components going on, and I think that this technique, when it's this kind of thing also, and maybe more realistic effects also made with Lumion in this case. So same project, a lot of different ways to do it.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So that's it for me. I hope that you guys found this interesting. I hope that everyone learned something, maybe some tip or something like that, to make this kind of image. Again, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, it's all it takes. Once you have your project, the project can be in a very early stage. It can be 2 boxes put together. It can be very basic, but this kind of effect, you can have it very easily. So I think it's a great way for architecture students, but also for professionals.
That's great.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
Wow. Yeah, everybody's getting some positive feedback in the chat over here.
Yeah. I mean, I'm inspired, and it looks like the chat is too.
Awesome. So I'm going back to you now, guys.
All right.
Right here.
There it is. That's awesome. We had quite a few questions roll in. I had to throw a couple out real quick though,
Sure.
because there was chat about this. You obviously you have developed a workflow using Lumion. Have you tried other renders? Is there a reason that you ended up committing to Lumion?
I think it's the same thing that I did for SketchUp. Lumion was the first one I used, and so it stuck with me, right? But I've used others. For example, Twinmotion is one that it's very interesting also because it's free. Lumion, it's not free, but Twinmotion is and has also a lot of tools to make this kind of thing. I've used Enscape, super interesting also as a software that you can also have for SketchUp, so it's very useful. I've also used V-Ray, even though for this kind of image, it's not that interesting. It's more, for me at least, it's more for realistic renders, right? And I think that for me, that's it. I've tested all of those, and finally I stuck with Lumion just because I was into it. I started, I think, 3 to 4 years ago. So, once you get the hang of it, you just get better and better. It's practice, as always.
That it's the question that comes up all the time. Like, do you use this or this? Do you use this or this? Or why is SketchUp better? And really, a lot of it comes down to, well, what do you have access to and what do you know how to use?
Exactly.
Because you could have a software that somebody else just loves, but not know how to use it, and it's not going to help you at all.
Sure. And that's how it started for me. It was, like I said, SketchUp was free and Macintosh available. It was the only one, actually. And then, thank God, it was that good that it stuck.
After watching how quickly you did that, I don't blame you for sticking with the one that you're good at either.
It's working.
You didn't see me doing the SketchUp model. It took me ages. No, just kidding.
If you modeled that in 20 minutes, then I would have given up.
Sorry, but no.
So actually, that question came up. That somebody asked a little more information about the actual model in the chat. It didn't make it into the Q&A, but I wanted to make sure. So somebody asked, there's a couple of questions, like what was it modeled for? Was it modeled for BIM? Was it group modeling? It was one person?
Yeah. It was mainly modeled for this competition. We wanted to have some exterior shots. And Lumion also allows us to make movies very easily. So in that case, we also made a 30-second movie for the competition. So yeah, that was the main reason we made the actual 3D model. In the office, we always use SketchUp for the models, for the early stage projects, but also for the final ones. So, I think it's the best thing about SketchUp is that you can use it almost for BIM, even though it's not still integrated yet. But you can be very detailed, and I've seen amazing SketchUp models out there. Like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I can't even imagine. Like, I have experience, but those guys are just magicians. I don't know.
There's some impressive
SketchUp wizards.
for sure.
It's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
wizards. Brujos. Yeah.
Full circle. We planned that.
We did it.
planned
We
that.
did it.
Yes. We should cut it now. I mean, I know we have to give away stuff and everything, but that was pretty much peaking right there. That's go out on a high note.
Perfect.
Yeah,
we do have questions in the poll, but I think, in ask a question. But before we get to that, I think I want to make sure that we give away our prize while your presentation is still fresh in everyone's mind. So as a reminder, Aaron, what are we giving away?
All right, today we're going to give away a bundle of 10 essential Lumion effects. This is the set that he relies on when he makes his artwork, and you could get it for free if you paid attention.
If you paid attention.
Actually, in this bundle, there is not only these kind of artistic renders effects, but also more realistic, more all kind of. There's 10, so there's really all kind of effects that I think are very useful if they use Lumion. And the question, by the way, is so during the effects part, especially, I spoke about my two favorite Lumion effects, the one that I use the most for this kind of render, right? So my question is, what are my two favorite Lumion effects?
If you know the answer, put it in the chat.
It's quite difficult.
Oh, we got one.
That's one.
Got to get two. Whoever posts both of them right first.
Both of them.
I would give it for one.
Oh,
yeah. Nope.
Nope. We got it. They were in two separate messages, but
hold on.
It was the same
Scroll up.
person.
It's all coming in.
There it is.
Awesome.
Okay, it looks like our and I'm gonna say this wrong 100%. Great. It looks like to start, the correct answer was cartoon and outlines. So
Exactly.
quite a few of you got those, but the person that got it first, and I apologize in advance for butchering this, is Isam Onargan. So sorry, I'm sure I got your name wrong there, but please keep a look in the chat to claim your prize. Our SketchUp team is going to put in an email for you. So events@sketchup.com, that'll pop up in the chat. And in order to claim your prize, all you need to do is send them an email with your name and the episode number, and they will get you set up with your prize.
Awesome. Congratulations, Isam Onargan.
I was really out on a limb guessing there.
It sounds Turkish. I don't know what you guys think.
Turkey. Yeah, you were right.
Yeah. Awesome.
Ding ding.
Yes.
Awesome. Congratulations, Isam.
But I was going to catch that too.
Yes.
Bill pointed out that when you say there's two things, you need to go like this.
Oh.
Yes. You had it backwards last time, and wait, put it away. This is a family show.
What? Is that okay?
In English,
that's okay.
My apologies.
Potentially offensive.
Palm in. Oh yeah. Okay, I see that. Sorry, Bill.
It's an
Duly
international
noted.
thing.
Peace signs. Forward-facing peace signs.
Exactly.
All right, so we actually only have a couple of minutes, but let's see if we can do one or two questions from the Q&A. We have a couple that are great questions, but I want to try to get stuff that's relative to SketchUp and what you do. Nathan's wondering if there's anything in SketchUp that you wish you had, any commands or ability that you wish you could have inside of SketchUp.
That's a tough question because it has so many add-ons that I think that if I say something, someone will say, actually, that's available.
It's true. That's
right?
true. There's
possible.
A lot of extensions.
But maybe I would like something when I want to make the context, the ground, the terrain, maybe it would be interesting to have something more accurate or with higher definition, something like that, where, it would be nice to, because at the time, Google was integrated with the Google Maps, right? Mm-hmm. And now it's still there, something similar, but it would be nice to find, some option that allows us to actually get a very detailed or highly detailed geometry with the buildings, maybe, I don't know, something that would just ease up that part. Yeah.
Sure.
Because a lot of the times you have your 3D model, and then once you want to render, you realize that it's completely empty around, right? And you need to put something. And I think that it's always interesting to have the actual context there. And something like that would be really, really, really nice. Maybe there is, but I don't know it yet.
Awesome. All right. Do you want to pick one more question, Tori?
Yeah, I'm just taking a look
Wrap this
through
up.
the list here.
An easy one.
Oh, we have a few people. So you did mention that there could be a lot of stuff in extensions and things that you don't know, but there's somebody,
Sure.
Marco is asking what your favorite or most used plugins are in SketchUp. So which plugins or extensions do you use the most?
I actually use a lot Transmuter.
Yeah.
So that's also an app, I think, but I love it. It's a tool that allows you to convert FBX and OBJ, 3ds Max maybe, 3D models into SketchUp very, very precisely. And it's a tool that I use a lot. Yeah.
That is. I did. Was that this week that I did a video on that one?
Really?
Like, I think that was Tuesday. Yeah.
And from the same guy, there's also Scatter.
Yes.
That I think it's great for, especially for V-Ray. I'm not sure, but for what we were talking before, actually, when I said that the grass and the vegetation, when it was highly geometry, it was difficult to handle. With Scatter is very easy because it's mainly with proxies and it works like charm. So yeah, I don't use it that often because of the Lumion part, but those two from the same creator are one of my most used ones. Also the Frito tools, there's a lot. Yeah. Frito is like, I don't know who that guy is, but it's amazing.
He's an enigma. He's a super secret.
Yeah.
Man, just amazing stuff. But yeah, and Lindale, all their
Lindale
scatters
exactly.
is incredible. Yeah.
I think that actually Lindale made a marketplace also where you can get nice 3D models for SketchUp. And I like when there is SketchUp models, that you don't do the transmitter part, but they're actually available for SketchUp. That's the best. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's great advice.
Absolutely.
Cool. Well,
Awesome.
I think this is where we are going to wrap up. We're conscious of this, keeping this thing an hour long. Let everybody get back to their day. But we want to thank you, Luis. This was great.
Yes.
Thank you. It was amazing. I had so much fun, but I'm sweating. Okay, I want to say that. And not only because it's hot in here, but because I was quite nervous also.
You did great.
It was amazing. Really, I'm so happy to have been a part of this. Really, thanks a lot for the opportunity, and thanks a lot to the people who are, of course, watching, for the support, and just for being there. It was amazing, and I can't wait to see the ones that are coming next week and after. I already saw some work out there, and what I was talking about, the magician part, exactly that.
Some good.
The next week it's already amazing. So yeah, and again, for Ben, the music, also amazing work, and you guys were excellent. So fantastic work.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I know that there are a lot of questions that we didn't have a chance to get to, but good news for all of you. Directly following the end of this episode, Luis is going to hop on over to his Instagram account where he will go live to answer more of your questions. So if you had something that we didn't get to, please follow him over there, take a look at all of his amazing work, and throw your questions at him in his Instagram live session.
That's right. Link right down at the bottom of the page right now.
Awesome. So I'll get there now.
All right.
And hope to see you guys there. Again, thanks a lot. It was amazing. Have a nice day. I'll have a nice night. And yeah, see you soon. See you next week already.
Great. Thank you, Luis.
Thanks for joining us. Man, well, that was awesome and a great way to kick off my first season. I hope all of you enjoyed it.
You did a good job. You did a great job.
Thank you. Thank you. We've made it through. It only gets easier from here, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. The schedule doesn't get overwhelming having to do this every week right away. But unlike the 3 weeks we had to prepare for this, totally different. It's easier.
Yeah, it's going to be so much easier. Well, you'll all have a chance to find out when you come back next week to join us. We are going to have woodworker Jeff Branch coming to talk us through his workflow. So I hope to see you all again for episode 2.
That's right. So until next time, remember, real life is not like SketchUp. There is no shortcut for undo. So don't screw this up. See you next week, guys.
Thanks for joining us. Make sure to come back next week when we talk to woodworker Jeff Branch. To keep the party going, head on over to Luis's Instagram page to chat with him live. Thank you for watching the Fireside Chat series.